Great and beautiful morning and evening to you all whenever you are joining me at this hour. Welcome to 308th edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. Yes, this is the last trading day of the week, and I will tell you that the matured market is breathing out today after the influence of the downgrade of US credit has kind of trigger sell off and profit taking. And at the same time, numbers that came to the market also have supported the recovery we just saw this morning and late yesterday. Yesterday, we saw a mixed market on the SN on the US before it closed, and that of Europe. We saw a really red market. All the major indices in Europe market was down yesterday, and that of Asia was a bit flat yesterday, but this morning we are seeing a breakout across all the matured market, which is a good news for investors in this market. As Asia market remain flat, and some are in green. We have not seen a on the strength of the on the China coming up again with the stimulus promise. And not only that, already taken to put action in place to make sure that this stimulus also hits the economy to trigger or to support or boost the trigger or weak recovery. So that now we can now say that with this we might see also if the recovery continue, we see that yes, China being the second largest economy, we want to see more of demand for the oil sector or on the crude oil side of the market or the economy globally. But I can tell you that this news has also supported Chinese stocks because they were also see some inch up in most of the indices in that domain. While that of Japan was seen that in Japan, despite the July profit taking we saw also was seen that this morning or this hour was seen that that's index in that Japan market is also in the red as to speak that these are the things that is happening in that Asia market. Yes, don't forget that all eyes on the non payroll data that will also keep the market in a good direction depending on the outcome of it. And also for it about people also waiting to see, knowing that we have seen in US market that the bond yield here have regularly because of the shake-up when the US credit was downgraded, we still move to that level. We see that the yield, bond yield also rise in that particular environment too. But I'll tell you, all eyes on this data to give investor a clear direction what is likely to happen in the next policy meeting for Fed. Because I tell you, these are the data that Fed have said they will determine where the influence interest rate in the next policy meeting will swing to. On that, I believe that is why we are seeing that this morning all eyes on this across the globe, not only in Asia and also in Europe. We are seeing that investors are looking towards that direction also because also they want to know what is happening in that space. That is why investor anywhere in the market, you don't go to sleep after investing because the volatility in the market, there will be a trigger. Something is driving that volatility. You need to know how far the thing will go and also what the next action to take. Because if you are not in the market, even before you know, they'll be dumping on you or you are selling out of here. But if you are in the market, you understand what is going, you don't panic when you see moves in the market because you know why it is going that direction. And also, that's why it says you must keep your eyes on what? On the chart or you keep your eyes on the chart to tell you exactly what is happening in that environment. Like I mentioned in Europe, I said Europe stocks as we speak now, they are opening in the green side, in the north direction for one. We are seeing that I told you that despite we are seeing a gloomy, some macroeconomic data coming from that zone, but good news for Germany, we are seeing that the factory order has also jumped from expected 2% to about 7% in that environment, and also the earnings that came from from uh, from the matured tech company, especially the one that came from from Google and also from Amazon. These numbers are not looking bad. That is also part of what is also that supported the market yesterday to rebound. And this is the trend we are seeing. But in Europe, we are seeing that one of the biggest shipping company has also reported a slight decline. Also have given a direction or a kind of focus that they're likely to like a what we call a profit warning instead of that the demand for goods will slow down shipping, and that's also one of the shipping giant in that domain, and that the shipping business because of decline in global demand, that shipping business or containers will have dropped drastically, and that also affect their work their their earnings. They have made it clear also in that, yesterday. And we see also some bank results that also came, some credit companies in that domain that quoted a good number, with better than expected earnings that came from driven by strong insurance and also consumer finance performance. A credit agro code. Also the number was very very positive. She tells you that these are the things that are driving prices of stock this morning in that domain. Seeing this positive number, we expect to see reaction, and that reaction is what we are seeing right now because these numbers are positive. And if numbers are positive anywhere in the world, you see that there's a way market react to these numbers. That tells you that something is happening in this particular stock. As a trader, you don't just stay back. You have a plan you are trading. As you trade your plan, it goes a long way to guide you. And that is why you must know what is happening in the global market so that at the end it takes you back to what is happening locally here. Yes, we see also, like I said, despite the cloudy, economic picture we're seeing in that eurozone, but because of this data that came from Germany, it just gives me an insight again. And don't forget that we saw rate hike in UK. This are this zone in the same zone UK, and these are also like 14 years, time percentage they are increasing rate, and that's also from almost from 5 to about 5.25 percent, which we saw yesterday when they hit market. They're also analyzing all this, in that environment. They are all in that eurozone. How it's going to play out in their mortgage market and all that. And don't forget that crude oil is another very important thing to say. Crude oil price have edged up to trade around the $85.20 as we speak, as a result of extension of Russia and Saudi Arabia, voluntary rate production cut. That cut, is also going to, and we believe that as global economy, there's focus that was expected to see expansion because we have seen inflation is going down and activities coming also improving with the data we have seen so far in US and others. But also there's also fear that if the global economy will not sustain recovery, that even the demand for demand for crude oil and other stuff will also be low, and that might the price we are seeing at $85 might not be sustained because I'll tell you this like a straight 6 weeks of rally for oil that it might not be sustained. These are the things we are looking at. But in Nigeria, we have seen that Nigerian military are kind of destroy about 36 illegal refinery in Niger Delta. How is going to help us? Are we going to this is going to impact our output so that we can enjoy this high oil price in the international market? That will be a plus so that we're able to see hard earnings or dollars to manage our FX, especially for volatility we're seeing or up and down we're seeing in the currency market here. That was help us to take some step there to help Nigeria manage that. Finally, we look at what is happening in US, and I'll tell you that the Jones and others are in green. This is a good a good movement this morning. Like I tell you, it's an extension of what happened towards the end of trading yesterday. We saw a mixed trend, but this morning we're seeing that most of the indicators all are what are in green than Jones, S&P, and what and NASDAQ are in green this morning. As also investors there continue to digest the latest this big text earnings that I told you that was positive. The one that came from I told you earlier that came from Apple and Amazon. These are the numbers that are really pushed market up yesterday. As all are talking well for investing into what in this artificial intelligence, while also others are like going towards to using another language to add to what to boost their coverage and also in form of this the digital we are just having recently. That these are what is driving the and don't forget that today all eyes, like I said earlier, all eyes on the work on the job report. This also going to determine, like I said earlier, is going to determine where the Fed rate will be swinging to. Is it to cut or to further hike again or to pause again and start coming down? It's all this data that will determine what next will be. I believe that in the mind of many traders now are looking at to see this monthly job report so that it determine exactly what the next action will look like. But I believe that investors are not taking it lightly because these are the things that drive their direction, where sentiment is flow. And I told you that in equity trading, buying and selling is very key, and it's a result of what sentiment. You see more buying activity in the market, something telling that something about to happen. You see people are selling down, something have triggered that selling down. And that's why this positive earnings from Apple and Amazon have kind of given a clear direction where others in that sector or not what should be going. For me, it's a good one. Like also generally it is time for investor across any market to look at your fundamental, your technical, and your sentiment at all time. Africa is not left behind. I'll tell you this moment that Africa market is also in this market, but I'll tell you, we are seeing more green. Most of the two African markets are there is in green. In addition to what is happening in our market this hour, our market down here in Nigeria is slightly in green, which is also a plus that is looking up for us as well as traders in this domestic market. But I am not afraid. This is the first Friday of the month, and we have seen market sustaining 2 days rally before today. Yes, the month of August opened on a negative note, but we are seeing that the earnings are also driving volatility in that the market as we speak, and also the latest rate hike which I've discussed even one of the sessions this morning, that these are what people are doing portfolio reshuffle, so that at the end of the day, able to position in good companies that they know it takes, or they have all it takes to grow their earnings. At the same time, the earnings or support what the price, and at the same time, they likely pay out of this company at the end of the current financial year. That's why we are seeing the market. For any slowdown in any stock, don't panic. If what attracts you are still there, it is very, very important that you go. Like I tell you that when the reasons for you trade in a stock, are no longer there, yes, you can exit. But if those reasons are still there, you don't panic out. Don't use emotion to run out of your position. No, there must something you have seen before you go out. And that's why if you have your plan you are trading, you will know exactly what to do at the right time. You don't need to be going up and down as you speak. No, you need to know why you are in a stock, and if those factors that attracted you in that stock are still there, you just hold your position and watch. Because I tell you, market is not going to remain in the up direction or remain in that direction. This oscillation is what creates that opportunity for you to buy low and sell high. And once you understand this, it will go a long way to support your decision. That means you don't need to panic out of your trade anytime at all. This is how it should go. Like I've said it earlier, that this second half of the year in Nigeria market, have started for me in a mixed trend, and that's expected to go into the whole second half of the year, because volatility is one thing I know that has to do with a market where information comes in and out, and when information comes, there are about to be reaction. That means if you are in this market, don't just invest and go and sleep. Yes, trading in August, it has some element of risk as so generally as in the market. But once you understand the market, and you have a trading plan, be able to manage your risk very well, because you have a stop loss that will guide you. Because this is one thing I know that is peculiar to the market in this month of August. And also don't forget that as also we are seeing more macroeconomic data, and this also have a way of effect, as all eyes are already looking out to see what the July inflation figure will be. Also, we'll also look at the number that came from the month of July from Islamic IBTC on Purchasing Manager Index for the month of July. We saw that there's a kind of a slowdown, in the expansion of the economy. That's why yes, it remained above 50 basis points. As we speak now, we saw a decline from 53.2 point that the business sector or private sector activities were in the month of June. That declined now to 51.7. What is the weakest we have seen so far since the month of March. You can see after we have come out from cash problem, cash squeeze in the first quarter. I'll tell you this is the weakest we have seen so far, and this is a reflection of what is happening, the reform, the high cost of living. All these are what is also influencing activities in the. That's why we are seeing a kind of a contraction. Yes, it has not gone to contract because it's still above 50, but it's a slowdown. I know, yes, you can say that it's marginal improvement, but it's a slowdown on the activities of this sector, this private sector activities for the month of July. But it's a clue also to know what we're likely to see. Since we have seen for the first month, also look at what's going to happen in August, for us to know how the figure for earnings or even the GDP for the month of for the third quarter will look like. Yes, we have seen how the new policy of before they have changed. The thought that came from our sector, but still we are seeing the low price attraction, and also one news or the other coming to impact the prices of that industry. But for me, investors also to play with caution and also know when to take profit. These are very, very key things that we should also know at this season, because once the new ministers hit on the ground running, they come with different policies, and that policy they have short term, medium, and long term. They ask the way of guiding the activity, and that will give us a clear direction where the market will be going as what as an investor. And this was I believe that all eyes should look at what's going to come up between now and next week when portfolio will be assigned to them. It start different, ministry will start or mission sector start rolling out, their plan. Also, we'll see the step, the who will be coming, our, finance minister, what minister, what step is going to take, our trade and investment, what step is going to take. Want to see the, the interior, minister of interior, and also, international affairs. You want to look at all this so that they have the way of putting Nigeria in the lifeline of the war, and at the same time, what are we doing, within the nation? These are the things we also be looking at, in going to. Let me see. You need to keep your eyes in the market. Don't just run out of your position for running sake. And let me tell you that, like I always teach in this class, that you must see where the money is flowing to. Money is what, for me, money is what makes the market to go round anywhere in the world. And if you have money is flowing, and this money flowing is it's a function of what demand and supply. And by demand and supply as usual. If this is what makes market around the world to flow, you must keep your eyes on your money flow. Is the money entering the market? And also, understand different signs of your candlesticks, which I discussed yesterday, that you must understand, knowing that that price is king. You know that price is king, and price action is there, but understand the information of this candlestick, which is the price action. What is the information? Because understanding information is going to go a long way to help you, and that's why going to the market with plan is also very key. Your stop loss will go a long way to help you, because it is when you have gone wrong with your decision. I know that your trade has gone wrong. You can stop it at that time. But also when you see that market has turned the other way, and what I said, you can still stop it. You can still sell off. But you must have all these plans included in your trade before you can go ahead executing them. This is what we need to know as a trader investor. Today being the last trading of the week, we expect the market to be missed as we speak now. But before I go to the chart, I want to look at what has happened in the market. We saw the result that came from GSK yesterday. This result was not too good. After that, also we'll see, kind of proceeding or additional information coming about plans to delist and all those to how to and they advise the shareholders to consult the financial advisor on all those stuff. But for me, it's also a sign that if we're seeing GSK trying to wind up operation commercial activities in Nigeria, it's also a pointer that to myself also very more important. Seeing talk like Nigeria, what's it called? Unilever and others try to also to do that. But for investors, we need to invest and look at what is happening and take action. Don't drag feet. But we technicals we always look at where the market is going and what will drive the momentum and what will drive the trend or support the trend, so that we can go in and out of this market is very very key. But if you look at it that came from GSK, apart from their plan to release, look at the number that came from fixing. I will tell you these two numbers are flat. But if you look at what that came from me and Baker in that industry, to speak now, not putting away what is happening in Nimet. But for these 31 that I see that are consistent and also like bigger players in that industry, I'll tell that the number that came from me and Baker still remain outstanding, because we see a flat number for fixing, and even because of their increased share in issue because of Bolon Decay, that's that their earnings per share have declined from about 1 naira 30 kobo in Q2 to about 1 naira 21 kobo. While that of GSK also declined marginally too. But for me and Baker, also both their top line and bottom line, and also we are seeing that also their retained earnings for me and Baker has also improved tremendously. Yes, we know that last year they sold one of their property, which they reported. Still, they didn't reward the investor. They paid normally their 30 kobo, 35 kobo. But now we're seeing that retained earnings also supporting the balance sheet robustly and strongly. That for me is a good one for me and Baker. But right now, for these activities action that we are seeing in GSK, we need to also play with caution. Jumping into the what price are they likely to settle investor, to buy investor out before they go. Don't forget that the book value of this company is being in the range of 7 naira and 7 naira to 8 naira, mass around the 7 naira 78 kobo, 87 kobo. That is the book value of the store. But yes, the valuation might take it around that 10 naira or around 8 naira approximately. But the book value, I don't see them. They want to wind down. They have to pay the management so that you that is targeting whether they're going to come out at a higher price, you have to play with caution. But for those that are already there at 6 naira, 7 naira, you can still be watching the market, watching the stock. You have to trade with caution. But jumping into it, I would not advise any of us to jump into it at this current price, but just to trade with caution. Yes, we are seeing a mixed trend already right away in the market now. before we started this class, we are seeing the market in the green, but as we speak now, market is slightly flat. Flat, and also it's around the 65,254, 0.35. Market is down marginally by 8.71, and the well, I can say 0.001, not up to 0.1 now, because it's still very marginal. But the good thing that the market breadth is positive. We're having a 21 gainers against 15 losers at this moment. And let's quickly look at the top losers and gainers. Look at the top losers. We're seeing that investors are still dumping or selling off internal oil, followed by linkage assurance, CPLC, FCMB, and the livestock. We can see profit taking activities in these companies right away. But for me, we are seeing potential in oil sector, especially we are seeing oil price going up, crude oil price going up and down, and these companies have gotten license to import to import fuel in Nigeria. I believe that also the difference in price we are seeing today will obviously be a plus for them. Apart from the foreign losses they reported that affected their some of them their performance, there's still huge potential in that industry, and also the positive sentiment is still there. But I believe that for stock like a Tana now that is pulling back, learn how to look at the right place to jump in, because you don't catch a falling knife. As you come in, look for a good place. Those that have bought higher, be able to start averaging now. Because I believe that if you're able to sort themselves out before the critical number call, might see quarter, and that critical number will also rewrite the story of it. That means if you pull back and you story a strong support level, for those that bought high as 35, or those that bought as high as 37, before it reverse, you need to also know where. But if you're able to sell, fine. But if not, don't kill yourself, because see that there's still potential in that sector as we speak. Then you look at the gainers right away. I think that the GSK is leading the pack with the 8.8. I can see now 8.8 right away in the stock. I've seen okay, GSK is doing 9.9 right away, followed by Suna Assurance. Capri, it's also 9.1. Suna Assurance 9.3. We're also seeing Guinea Insurance 7.7, and Charms also 5.02 as we speak. These are the top gainers right away. But in terms of volume, LPN Holding is leading in volume, about 17.9 million share traded so far, followed by Fidelity. Fidelity is still above 8 naira, 8 naira 5 kobo as we speak, 14.2 million share traded so far. While Access Bank is flat at 17 naira, 12.29 million share traded so far. Japan Gold also flat at 98 kobo, 11.7 million shares. While the last one here in this top 5 is Universal Insurance, 11.4, but 4 million shares traded so far, in this regard. But quickly, we'll come back to the market to see what is happening in our chart, because this is very, very important right away now. Look at the chart now. You cannot see whether there is a continuation here this morning, of course. The market is right away flat as we speak. But the good thing that we are seeing that the volume is up, but it is been showing a buy position. But we'll call up our indicators to see. But for me, the market has formed a good uptrend. We're seeing it that reversing after the Wednesday hammer. You can see that now we're seeing a continuation. But the good that the volume that brought the market up yesterday was higher than the spray wall. This is a good sign, and we'll see more momentum. Buying increase the market breadth at the same time. 50 stock gain yesterday, and that trend is still there. But this one we're seeing that already we're seeing more buyers in the market. 21 gainers against the 15 losers. You can see that market is above, because being Friday, and also investors trying to digest what is the next direction. But I believe that once the ministers come on board, we're likely to see a clean direction where the economy is going, because they know the vision of the division division the vision of the president where it's going. We need to also go in that regard. For me, there's no cause for alarm. The quick one, let's call our indicators so that we can look at the market with indicators, and also few stuff before we call it a day. But I tell you that our guest speaker for the weekend is still ready. Or last week he came very late, had an emergency, but he will in the class this time to for us to discuss how to reposition our portfolio on the strength of this earnings we have seen so far, and it's a good place for you to see to be, so that you can also go back and also look at your portfolio, and for what we're going to discuss, what next action are you taking is very, very important for you, and I look forward to see all of you in the world in the afternoon class tomorrow. Yes, if you look at our T line, that's why I didn't draw any trend line. I thought you can see that it's the trend above the market. Even as the market is looking at flat here, not making either up then or pull back flat at that point. I think the market is just around a 0.01 flat, just a flat market. That's why I have not seen. But if you look at your indicators here, even the monthly indicator, which is the MACD, I always see that the histogram down here is already looking up to cross. Once it cross and money flow is also looking up. Say that when you see money flow going up, that means there's something they're looking at. There is demand and supply on. That's why I say money flow going up. That's why money flow was coming down when the market was pulling down here. That's why in this class, I believe by now if you understand how I look at stuff, you must see where is money is going. And money is only going where there's what, where is demand and supply, where there's buyer, when there's high buyer, no more than the seller. That's why phone is going. Also, when you see more sellers, you see phone leaving that because people are selling now. You must know where the money is going. And that's why I said that in the stock market, money makes the market go round. Why in the world where we live today, it is love that makes the whole world go round. That means money is what is the is the life wire of what of the market with liquidity. So for me, we need to understand where is liquidity flowing to. Once you understand that, you are good to go. Right away, once the market is above the T line now on a day chart. But like I told you that quickly look at what is happening in 1 hour chart. That will give you a clear. On the 1 hour chart, market is very also strong. Or as to speak now, in the last let's say 3 hours now or 2 hours, the market you can see the market has been up, and money flow is still looking up sharply around 88, and we're seeing a positive MACD. MACD is also bullish. For me, it's a good one. But like I told you, after looking at 1 hour chart, you quickly look at what is happening in 15 minute chart. It still tell you where the market is going for the day. But on the 15 minute chart, market is still very, for me, still above the T line here. You can see it here. And money flow is just slightly down, but above 50 to read at 58. That is said that the market is also relatively strong. There's no cause for alarm. Until we see fund leaving the market, we'll let you know. But as money flow tells us, fund is in the market. And like I said, in this class and the last Saturday, that the major smart money that bring money to the market, you can see that the volume that we are seeing in the market has been below what? Below 500 in the last 2 trading days. So when these institutional investors start coming back, the smart money, to reposition their portfolio on the strength of this half-year result, and also what is happening in the fixed income and interest, last trade that were adjusted by the central bank. It will not tell you how the market is going to move. And don't forget that the first year bank that come with weekly dividend are yet to announce their numbers, and I believe that most of them on the strength of the numbers were seen and their FX gain. We know that this FX gain is one of them, but still this can still support their world a good employer. That will change the face of the market. And also forget that I've been saying that the service sector is where you should also be looking at and take advantage of what is happening there at any given time. For me, market is still very, very strong. We have seen the market daily chart, looking at the day, 1 hour chart, looking at 15 minute chart, still very, very strong and tight. And for me, we could now look at what is happening also in some stocks. We could look at the life of Charms. Charms has remained strong, despite the no hit on the small cap stocks. This company number has remained a bit stable. Price has remained a bit stable for the stock. Let's see what is happening in Charms. This is Charms here. You can see Charms. Charms, I see Charms also. This 15 minute chart for Charms still trading above the T line. And you can also see that MACD is turning positive here, and money flow is also close to around 59. For me, this 15 minute chart is not a bad one. We will look at look at 1 hour chart for Charms. Charms is slightly also above the T line. You can see it here. You can see it here. Where it is now. Finally, you can see it here in the last 1 hour. Try to recover, pull back in that went up again above, we're above 1 naira. These are the things we also be looking at in this chart. But finally, let's look at we've done the 15 minute chart. Let's look at another stock again to see what is happening there. I would love us to see what is Capri doing. Capri recovering, how far will it go? We saw the recovering in PZ yesterday, but this morning PZ PZ among the gainers again this morning. But you can see that a Capri have extended. You can see the last market open has maintained an uptrend and was trying to move the T line. and MACD is still very strong on a 1 hour chart, looking up to trade above 85. But if you look at what is happening in 15 minute chart before we now look at daily chart. 15 minute chart, as yes, there's activities of profit taking red and blue, but still very strong. We're still the morning flow turning up again already here. You can see it yourself turning up, and MACD is still remain bullish on the stock. Even on the 15 minute chart, look at the day chart for what the stock is doing. On the day chart, you can see where it's coming from. It maintained what we call a the three soldier. You can see 1, 2, 3, and these are higher candlestick. But for me, this was the sign. It's already crossed the T line now. Now on a daily chart, money flow, but money flow is slightly below the 50, but around 43. Let's see how I go. I'm already seeing also that MACD is ascending up already. I see that it's ascending up. This is also a good sign for what for MACD and for what for Capri. For me, there's no cause for alarm for Capri, but I tell you the numbers is not looking good for you. This time, those are both flow to take profit. For us, those are thinking long or thinking long position, we wait to see the Q3 number. But for those that are taking advantage of the pullback and buy low, I think you can take profit on this now. On it, we are good to go for this particular. But for PZ, I said yesterday, because they are expecting them to announce their dividend corporate action in this month of August, it might be possible next week. And if they can pay 2 naira above, instead of selling below 2 naira, that is almost 10%. People that are dividend income investors can take advantage of that to position and take the dividend, knowing your investment objective, and also you are trading your plan. Don't trade on that man's plan, because it is your objective will guide you kind of stock you will buy, how long you stay, and also use your stop loss, your trading plan to manage your risk. Know your exit and your entry. It's a very, very important thing. And that's why stop loss is very, very good for you. You have to know your exit and your exit and your entry, so that at the end of the day you balance your portfolio. For me, on this part, when I say this is how we're going to draw the curtain for today. I will look forward to see you in the class tomorrow. And like I said, our guest they will still also be in the class with us tomorrow, so that I can finish what's supposed to be the last class. Just introduce myself. I said, I had emergency. You'll be coming back to do the presentation by tomorrow noon by God grace. I look forward to see you all there. And I say enjoy the rest of your trading day. And also I have also a video that we just launched, and will be launched, will be launched on Monday or Tuesday next week, purely on how to take advantage of this market, trading on your own, having a direct access to the market. No, even though when you have direct access to the market, what do you need to know about the market? Even when you open your trading portal, the platform you want to trade, I think that is very, very important as a trader. Whether you are an amateur, whether you are a professional or advanced, that you need to know this, so that it will help you to go the right trade with ease, without wasting time. And also, because we're a day trader, if both that are doing day trading, those that are doing weekly trading, those that are doing their monthly trading, but if you are a member of Buy and Signal, you see stuff that are two different purpose. And also, if you are in this class on a daily chart, on a daily basis, you also get information that will guide you on what to do. On this note, we'll see you on Monday, hopefully by God's grace. Enjoy the rest of your trading day. Bye.